This is Philpug again from Pugski.com with our three-part series with Jason Levinthal and Matt Sherbenz. In this segment, they will be discussing where ski production was going to happen along with co-competition amongst the independent ski builders. You've got a couple different production facilities. Is any of that going to change where the skis are being sourced?
And that's another one where we're both. So here's the situation: is both brands are building top of the line, high quality product for a really core enthusiast. A true skier, someone that calls themselves a skier, and they're both winning awards in the same magazine for sometimes different categories of products, sometimes the same. So if you think of it like car companies, like where General Motors owns multiple brands, it's all about maintaining the position we have. So we're going to continue to keep them unique in that way. Mm-hmm. And there's the factory. There's nothing driving us to change factories. Like, both are very successful. I think what Forefront needs more than anything in terms of change is just better communication about, the essence of the brand, what they stand for, what makes them unique, because the product is there. The factories building them are doing a fantastic job. It's a matter of us doing a better job to get that word out to a broader audience. So we have no plans of any major factory changes. And there's plenty of factories out there, but we already feel like we're with the best ones for our current needs. And I think it would be distracting to change just for the sake of changing.
So in this process, and again, this came along as far as pretty surprising, is there anything that people don't realize that they should know about this? That's reading between the lines of what your press release was?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Do you have anything, Matt?
Well, I would like to touch on the fact that there's already so much interconnectivity within the independent space within ski brands. It's common that during the course of the season we'll make acquaintances with the bigger brand personnel, people who are product managers, sales managers, people that are working in R&D and whatnot, and that's typically found in environments where there's like ski tests and whatnot going on. But as an independent ski brand, like Jay said, he is constantly in contact. He's in constant contact with a lot of independent brand leaders. If it's marketing strategies, perhaps it's manufacturing solutions. From our point of view, with building skis here in Salt Lake, in our white room, which is where we do a small run of skis that are of limited quantity and demand, as well as all the development of our products. I mean, we have to build out an environment where we're manufacturing skis 6 months a year to meet those needs. And that puts us in direct contact with a lot of small brands. So people might say, wow, this is really interesting. Is it something new? Is it something that is driven by ways of Jay's unique distribution model? And it's no, it's really just a part of a natural evolution of brands speaking to one another about strengthening their position and realizing that the resources Jay has to offer a brand like ours, it became a no-brainer for us to go into partnership with him. And, from that point forward, I think it's just important that a lot of the people who are out there representing the independent brand space, that they realize that collaboration is key. Mm-hmm. And just because you may be a fan of one brand versus another, it doesn't necessarily mean that there aren't shared similarities or shared resources between brands, because that's just what it takes to stay in existence. And we believe that the independent ski space is necessary for skiing to stay fresh and innovative. And so, this is our solution in strengthening one another's positioning in the market. And I feel like people out there need to know that to be skiing on an independent brand means that you're representing that entire sector. It's not just the brand you're on, and I think that's something that people should be very prideful of.
It's kind of like the indie movie movement. That, you guys are working together, what I refer to as co-competition. Stay tuned for part 4 in a 3-part series where Jason and Matt talk about keeping brand identities when two ski companies merge.